Go live on YouTube.
Oh, you're doing it now?
Yeah.
Are you live now?
Say. I'm gonna
Ooh,
try. Can you share, like, go on and share it to,
I'm not doing that.
I don't know, just go on my, mm, one thing over here. YouTube live is like, crickets, crickets, crickets. I love.
How do we share it?
Share it to the business phone.
What do you mean?
Can't you?
Oh,
Alright, hold on, I'm gonna share it to you.
let's see.
Group. I'll just share it to my messenger, my business phone.
Let me see.
It's a crickets. Crickets, crickets, crickets. YMC. YouTube. And I can pause it live.
The fuck's oh no. Oh,
What happened?
someone.
Oh, Carla posted it. Hey, Carla. I can't see us someone. Hi, Carla, if that's you. Or that might be Justin.
If it's only one, let me see. No, I'm not on there.
um, this actually tastes nice. Yo, you're so pretty. Hi, I guess. How are you? Hi, everybody. My name is Annika. If you don't know me, hey, Jan. We're over in different territories. We're over on different platforms, right? The YouTube world. I at one point, hi, at one point, I growed my YouTube channel, and I'm telling you, it took hard work to grow. So we're gonna talk about immigration as usual because that is what we are going to do. No, this afternoon, because this is a different platform, we're just going to talk about things that you think at this point in time is hurting your case, like things that you did that you think is slowing up your case. Hi, Sophia. How are you there? So, can anybody put in the chat, like share the live to people who you might know and who would probably, need assistance in fixing some of those errors, right? I told Justin now coming over on YouTube. Babe, can you close the door? Coming over on YouTube is a different ball game. I can't remember if you even get to like the live because I've been off YouTube for way too long. I've been off YouTube for way too long. But tell me, what are some of the things that you think kind of hindered your process in filing your case? I can start with some. First of all, using the wrong forms, right? Using the wrong forms. So, based on marriage based petition, I think I'm going to be here for like an hour, right? But based on marriage based petition, a lot of persons, or family based petition, a lot of persons file the wrong forms or they file incorrect forms. And the incorrect forms that they file, once they send it to USCIS, this is what happens. They check it, and if the form is outdated, they then send back to say, oh, you used an outdated form, right? I'm going to tell you this though. Sometimes the persons who are putting in your applications into the system, because keep in mind, when they send back your application, you realize that there is like some numbers at the bottom, right? That means that they had scanned it in. And if they scanned it in, then that means that they made a record of it, right? Hence the reason why you'll get that green piece of paper that said that, okay, your case hasn't yet been filed. All right, but keep this in mind. There are people who, they're not robots there. There are people who are, scanning in your case. Now keep this in mind again. Sometimes what happens is that the individuals who are scanning in the forms, they make mistakes. So they will make a mistake and say, well, the edition that you sent it is incorrect. No, in this case, if that happens to you, what do you do? Tell me. Anybody in the chat? Anybody? Tell me. If this happens to you, what do you do? They send back to you instead that they say the form is outdated. Why is this form outdated? You went on USCIS website and the form is not saying outdated. So what do you do now? For the correction, what you need to do, just as how they send you back your packet, right? I want you guys to unstaple the big staplers that they put in there. You're going to leave it in the same format that they send it back to you in. But the form that they claim that was outdated, and you know it's not outdated, you need to just reprint it. If you had a copy of it, reprint it, go to the USCIS website, right? And what do? You make sure to go to the section that says edition date, right? And then you print off, if you can screenshot, print off, and put it on top of your packet. That's what you need to do to actually make that correction if they say that your form is outdated, right? So we're talking about things that actually can assist you in making some corrections. Now, what if USCIS said they didn't sign the signature? What are you going to do? The paper come back with the signature signed, but they're saying that they didn't get signed. What are you going to do? That same section that they said the signature wasn't signed, you're going to take it out, reprint it, re-sign it, and put it back in. Anything that they sent back the file with, right? The medical, everything, keep it in the same order. Just unstaple the staples and send it back in the same order. Can't say that I didn't tell you guys. Cannot say that I didn't tell you guys. That's all I'm saying, right? So there's other things where the check is incorrect. No, there's multiple forms of how you can write a check. There's like money order. So the money order from the post office, money order from Western Union, right? Amtrak. What would you call them? Like different entities that sell money order, or you go to the bank, right? People are not looking at what USCIS is saying. Is either they're following what others are saying online without fact checking, right? Champs are going to Jamaica. Who text me and say them I watch Champs? Talk true. Champs is going on in Jamaica. Why am I not watching Champs? But you have to fact check. And by fact check, I simply mean go to the USCIS website. Once you go to the website, what you need to do is to make sure that you check what are the fees, because you have the fee calculator, right? You have the fee calculator. And with the fee calculator, it tells you if you should input, say, I-130, right? It will tell you the fee for the I-130. And it's going to tell you the current fee. Unless there's a glitch with USCIS, but always check USCIS website. Don't feel like you're not supposed to check USCIS website. Always check their website for the fee. Because I've seen it one too many times where individuals are sending in their packets and the check wrong. Because what they do is either they pool everything together and send one check to USCIS. And then USCIS is like, all right, this is wrong. What do you do now? They send you back. They send you back this check to say the fee wrong. All you need to do, wherever you went and you buy the money order, you want them to fix it. right? You're going back where you bought the money order, let them know that the check is, the amount is incorrect, and they will take it from there and fix it, right? So it is fixable. It's fixable, guys. Don't feel like say it don't fixable, right? We're going to have to go live on YouTube multiple times. Trust me, for YouTube to even share out this live. Mm-hmm. Yep. So I'm gonna have to go live on Fridays multiple multiple times before YouTube start having people pass through. Yes. So I'll probably do 1 30 minutes not coming. Now still over YouTube so long. But anyways, let's talk about your checks. As I said, if you check incorrect with the amount that you're sending into USCIS, please I beg you, when they send it back, just go and change it out, and put them in individual. So the I-130 is $675 as of today. The I-485, I'm not a lawyer and I don't give legal advice, okay guys? The I-485 is $1,440. And then the work authorization underneath the C09, it is $260. And if you're planning to travel, which in a time like this I would not, but hey, it is $630. So all of that is individual checks. Individual checks, okay? All right. Now, when you're putting your packets together, you need to make sure that you have the evidences for each application. Because what persons are getting wrong is they look at the application as a whole and not as separate things, right? And why I say that is they will combine everything together and then say, okay, let's send in one thing for each application. But the I-130 and the I-130A is one application, right? That's just one petition overall. And you do not file an I-130 when it comes to children. I-130A, I should say, you do not file when it comes to children. Because the I-130A is only for spouses, right? Only for spouses. You do not file it for children or parents, okay? All right. I've seen where persons have done that too and have their packet been returned. Because again, USCIS is not our friends. They do not care. They're not going to see it and say, okay, let us take it out and put it to one side. That will never happen, right? So just be mindful. Then, when it comes to the I-485, now the I-485 is the green card application, right? With the green card application, keep this in mind. There is specific information that USCIS is asking, right? Specific information that they're asking you for. So you need to make sure that you give them the specific information. No, the I-485 and the I-765, they require biometrics information. I should say biographic information. And by biographic, your passport, your visa, your birth certificate, the I-94, the travel history, right? The stamp them if you have them in your passport to back up what the travel history is saying. Right, besties? Yes. Now, when it comes to the affidavit of support, now, as an immigration consultant, I always see persons make so much mistakes, so many mistakes when it comes to the affidavit of support. And it's because it has to do with money and the whole calculation, right? Some people just never get it right? Like today on the live on TikTok, somebody asked the question, if their spouse made enough money for 2023 but didn't make enough money for 20, well, they said that spouse made enough money for 2024 but didn't make enough money for 2023, do you think that they can still file? You still can file. However, USCIS is going to look at the most recent, and the most recent is the 2024, right? And if the 2024 cannot do, it doesn't make any sense, you're going to have to find a joint sponsor. You still have to send in the information for the petitioner, right? So don't think that you don't have to still fill out a I-864 for the petitioner. You have to. But then if you find a joint sponsor, you have to take into consideration how many persons is in the household, right? How many person the joint sponsor probably sponsor before me, and they're still a green card holder. You have to take that into consideration too and put it on the form, right? To calculate the household size. So hence the reason why a lot of persons get the household size thing incorrect. So just be mindful. Be mindful. If your husband in a section 8, because a lot of person likes to ask that question, if my spouse or my husband or my wife is in section 8, can I still file? I mean, what are you going to do? You still have to go file, but you're just going to need a joint sponsor, right? Be mindful that they changed the I-485 application. There's no more any other gender. They take off the any other gender and just have male and female, right? They made changes when it comes to like putting on, did you get a crewman visa? So you have to say yes or no, right? Then I think the other thing that they put on was the non-visa, the non-visa number, right? The non-visa number, I think they put on that, and they put on the date when it expire. So that's new also. So just be mindful in filling out the application. You're filling it out accurately, you're filling it out properly, because I cannot stress enough that when it comes to the green card application, which is the I-485, remember, they're trying to send people home. Okay, besties? They're trying to send people home. So, because we're not trying to get deported, right? We're not trying to get deported. So, you're trying your best to make sure that everything that you put on the form is accurate. And anybody who is filling out your application for you, make sure you get a PDF format of it, or make sure they have a PDF format for you. So when you call on them and say, Annika, can I get my PDF format, please? I'm going to say, sure. Let me go to your file and email it to you. Right? Because then when you go to the interview, keep in mind, you're going to need to know what is on your application, because remember, you submit these applications, and submitting these applications, they're going to ask you questions from it. And when they ask you questions from it, you're going to be like, oh, I didn't know that that was on there. Like, how did you not know that that was on there? Like, what? How do you not know that that was on there? How do you not know that your birthday that the person put on there was August the 18th, 2024? And it was just a typo. It was just a typo. So, it is what it is. But at the end of the day, just be careful. And be careful too of some of the people who are fill out in the applications. Some of the persons who are saying they know what they're doing and they really don't. Right, besties? Right. I'm not gonna lie. YouTube! I'm not gonna this YouTube because I'm trying to make a platform over here. So I'm not gonna say anything about YouTube. But I think I'm just going to do my 20 minutes or my 30 minutes on YouTube and run away. And then come live again. And then I'll come live again next Friday, I guess. I don't think I'll go live on. I'm still go live on TikTok. Still go live on TikTok. But YouTube, guys, I can remember when I had my YouTube channel. It was called Jam Down My Views, right? I used to go around. I used to travel around Jamaica and just video the ghetto. Just video the ghetto them and post it up, right? And I do my voiceover and everything. Boom, so now my video them reach must 10k subscribe. Well, I think at 10k views. One of the video them reached 10k views, and then the video never stopped grow until the video reached like I think over 100,000 view, and that was what um had my channel took off. But when I come foreign, mercy God on Daniel. I tell on the business. When I come foreign, I was making money on YouTube back home. I'm come foreign. I don't have to get off of you. Because my niche was this. My niche was, I built a niche for myself, and it was, traveling and showing the ghetto. And I could do that here because ghetto they are foreign, but nobody don't really want to see the ghetto them here. The diaspora was watching my video. People from the diaspora was watching my video. People from the diaspora could have see them yard way right there. So I said, all right, I would like you to go to Tivoli. I would like you to go to Garden Town. Right? So that's what I used to do. Channel take off. But it was hard work. Them call it small YouTubers. I remember sleepless nights trying to get 1,000 subscriber and 4,000 watch hour. God, Jesus. But yeah, so we'll have to come live more over here on this side on YouTube, right? And post more videos consistently, right? Yes, besties. But I think I'm gonna come run way off of YouTube, and go spend time with my family. But I give you a little bit of the gist when it comes to filing your application. Make sure that your application is done correctly, right? Don't mess up with the checks. Make sure you check USCIS. Make sure that the checks are correct when you're sending them in. If it's VOA, you're filing VOA free. You don't have any checker sending to USCIS when it comes to VOA, right? VOA is free. But besties, I'm going to leave y'all now, and I'll be over here again next Friday. Cause I can't talk about things with crickets, but thank you for all the persons that passed through and gave me a like. I really do appreciate it. But besties, bye.